McDonald v. City of Chicago is a landmark case decided by the Supreme Court in 2010. In this case, Otis McDonald was a resident of Chicago and wanted to purchase a handgun for personal protection in his home. Mr. McDonald had lived in the same Chicago neighborhood for almost 40 years and had grown frustrated with the increasing levels of crime, he himself having been the victim of theft and break-ins on several occasions. Mr. McDonald was already the legal owner of both rifles and shotguns, and had decided that he could better protect himself with the aid of a handgun. However, the City of Chicago required that all handguns be registered with the city in order for ownership to be legal. At the same time, the city had not issued a permit in almost 30 years, effectively placing a ban on all legal handgun possession, depriving Mr. McDonald of the right to legally own such a handgun. Mr. McDonald brought suit claiming that the near total ban on handguns deprived him of his right to keep and bear arms under the Second Amendment. Joining together with other similar Second Amendment cases, Mr. McDonald was unsuccessful in attempting to overturn the ban at both the district court and the appellate court. The Supreme Court finally granted cert to clarify whether the Second Amendment applied equally to the states under the federal government and to the federal government. The issue before the court was whether the Second Amendment right to bear arms created an individual right for citizens to own firearms, and is that right enforceable against the state through incorporation of the Second Amendment through the Due Process Clause of the 14th Amendment. Writing for the court, Justice Alito declared that the Second Amendment created an individual right rather than a collective right that generally guarantees the rights of citizens to own guns. The right to keep and bear arms is a right guaranteed to citizens and enforceable against the states through the incorporation doctrine. Starting with the historical analysis, Justice Alito explained that the Bill of Rights, as conceived, limited the authority of the federal government by protecting certain enumerated rights. While the court had never previously held that the Second Amendment was incorporated, they opted to do so here, declaring that the fundamental nature of self-defense and the necessity of the right to bear arms guaranteed self-protection.